Now presenting Project Bridge, the game to bridge the gap between third-person stealth exploration where movement options are determined by collectibles, and turn-based battles where attack options are also determined by collectibles. Have you ever suffered through having a pet run away or otherwise leave? What if it wasn't their choice? In Project Bridge, the player experiences a third-person action/turn-based RPG hybrid in which they must recover pets that were stolen by the evil PETS organization, or people who enjoy thieving and stealing. The player will strive to return each and every pet to the rightful owner. The main view the player will experience is an over-the-shoulder camera while exploring the world scenes. However, when contact with an enemy is made, a turn-based battle will begin. In a battle, the view will appear something like this image on the right. This will persist until the battle is over, and the player is set back into the main world scene. The player can employ basic movement options such as sprinting, crouching, jumping, and walking. Additionally, the player can attempt a preemptive strike on an enemy that has not yet noticed the player for a combat advantage. One of the defining actions of this game that makes it different from others is using animals you have rescued or brought along with you on the active mission. These are collectibles rather than companions. Each of the animals you bring can have varying effects on the gameplay. The cat can knock items off of surfaces to create a distant distraction. In battle, the cat can scratch the enemy and cause bleeding damage. The dog can draw enemies to wherever you are standing in that moment. In battle, the dog can stun enemies by biting them, dealing damage and taking their action. Finally, the fish allows traversal of water. In battle, the fish is completely useless. They're almost like tools for the third-person exploration of the game, while they augment attacks and battles. The split pathing of the game is a huge risk, as it may take quite some time in development. Levels will be plotted out in advance, and if they're not complete by month 3, the levels that were not implemented will be cut. The goals of the game are to reach the end of the level, save as many pets as you can, and eliminate as many enemies as possible. Each of these will factor into a scoring system at the end of the level to properly reward players for their hard work. Thematically speaking, the overarching goal is for players to save all pets and end the pet kidnappings once and for all. The character movement is limited, so the player does not phase through walls or climb through objects they are not supposed to. Battles are regulated in turn-based fashion, so the player cannot repeatedly strike an enemy. Detection is based on a cone in front of the patrolling enemies throughout the level. If the player is within that line of sight cone and there is no cover, the player will be detected and the enemy will run towards them. The detection with immunity can be a risk. While I personally do not know how to do this, the risk can be mitigated by teamwork or by me learning how to do it from the internet. If the AI is not working by month 2, it'll be replaced with collision-based detection rather than line of sight. Another risk attached to this is the player may not know the guard's exact sight. A faint glowing light will surround the guard's active sight cone to mitigate this. It'll be a game object with no collision, just a material. The anti-force in the game are members of the PETS organization, which are present in every level of the game. There are basic grunts with enabled detection and strength, scouts with increased detection and reduced strength, brutes with increased strength and reduced detection, captains with increased detection and strength, and bosses, which serve as final area encounters with unavoidable detection, and drastically increased stats. The player may be pressed for time or risk detection should they stay in the level for too long, as the enemies will slowly gain awareness of the player, so they must decide what pets they want to save and in what order. Another choice comes when they may return the pets to its rightful owner, or borrow its ability for just a bit longer. Finally, another major choice would be what pets to bring out of your personal stock on each level. Comparisons can be easily tied to the likes of Persona 5 for overworld movement and detection features, and Pokemon for the turn-based battle system. The game is different from Persona 5 since the collectibles allow different movement options throughout the mission-based levels. As for Pokemon, the player's attacks are augmented by the pets rather than them doing the battle. The gameplay would function as such. A player could use the dog to draw attention from a guard and run past the area. Once they're through, the player would then use the cat to create a distant distraction to have the guard look the other way. However, the player has been detected by an AI guard who has drawn them into a battle. The battle alternates between player and guard until one is defeated. This has been Project Bridge. Thank you for your time.